I have read in its entirety Counseling Principles and Christian Beliefs: An Integrated Approach by Danielle Daniels. The first principle that I want to discuss today is the principle of autonomy. I believe it's something I really do agree with. It is my belief that God gave us free will, and my belief that God gave us this life to do with what we want to, and He gave us the choice whether to follow Him or not. Daniel supports my belief. She states that autonomy is shown time and time again in the Bible. One of the examples that she used specifically was the story of Adam and Eve in Genesis, and how they ate the forbidden fruit. Without free will and without autonomy from God, they would not have had the power to do such a thing. I was actually really surprised when reading the ACA Code of Ethics how much of the code really does align with my beliefs. But there are also parts of the code that I was just like completely unaware of and didn't realize that I really needed to think about more. One of the things that I believe that I'm going to have a hard time with as a counselor is promoting diversity and also promoting social justice. So in my personal life, I don't have a problem with anybody who is different than me, speaks different, has a different culture. I've never really cared per se, but I think it is going to be a challenge for me to promote other people's diversities, especially as a Christian, to promote other people in their personal faith life, especially if it is not a Christian faith life. I think that might be a conflict and an inner conflict that I'm going to struggle with throughout my counseling career. But at the end of the day, it's not my job to judge. Jesus in the Bible gave us a really good example of when people were throwing stones at Mary Magdalene or about to stone her, saying like if one person can say he's without sin, then they should throw the next stone. It's not my job as a counselor to throw any stones. It's my job to be there for those people and listen and make sure they get to where they need to be. So the stones that are being thrown at them outside of the counseling office, I can give them the tools to handle it. The next thing that I think I'm going to have a hard time with, and something that I just didn't even think had anything to do with counseling, was actually social justice work. I think today social justice gets a really bad name, especially with all of the politics that are behind it. And when I first read that part of being a counselor is being a social justice advocate, it really did rub me the wrong way. And I was thinking that maybe I had chosen the wrong career. But the more I looked into what social justice work is in being a counselor, the more I realized that it does align with Christianity, and Daniel's made some good points in her text in regards to that. So I think moving forward, the things that I'm going to work on is trying to find something in the social justice realm that is going to align with my Christian values and something that I feel will help the counseling field overall. And also something else I'm going to do is try to start meditating on the idea of different people I'm counseling having different faith backgrounds and how I'm going to try to lead them through their struggles with that without imposing my own beliefs upon them and without making them feel uncomfortable with discussing it to me.